If you want to build wealth, then you need to start doing these 5 things. It's about avoiding financial habits that are quietly keeping you broke. And trust me, there's a lot out there. Let's get into the video with these 5 common mistakes holding people back financially. The first one is to stop financing things. So basically, every monthly payment reduces your ability to build wealth. It reduces your ability to invest into yourself or invest to the stock market, invest to the housing market. Having these payment only things is killing your cash flow. So that's $700 payment that you have in your vehicle for the next 5 or 6 years is killing your cash flow. My debt calculator, and honestly, I should probably get a calculator of my own because I use these calculators all the time. So let's say you have a $40,000 car. Interest rate. Let's go to Google. What is the average interest rate for a brand new car? 6.3 to 6.9. So we're gonna say that you have a 7% interest rate on this car. What's the average loan term for a vehicle? The average car loan term is about 6 years. That is absolutely insane. I've talked about why that's a bad thing. We don't wanna have long terms on vehicles or even any kind of loan because we're paying more interest over time. So we wanna follow the 23/8 rule, which is 20% down or more on a car. 3-year loan term, the payment should not be more than 8 to 10% of your income. So your payment is gonna be $681. You're gonna pay $9,000 in interest. The total amount you're gonna pay for this car is $50,000. This is not including car maintenance. This is not including your oil changes. This is not including insurance that you pay on a vehicle. I mean, with the monthly payment on insurance, you'd be paying $800 to maybe $900 a month just for your vehicle. Now imagine if we would have got a used vehicle and we would put that towards our investments, our numbers would have been crazy, but instead we have this vehicle that is taking money out of our pockets, money that we can't invest. And it really can destroy your financial future if you just get these debts and not think about them much and pay that interest every single month. Before you know it, you're gonna put yourself in a hole that will be difficult to come out of. Instead of putting into a vehicle, say we invest that money for 10 years, so $700 for 10 years at a 10% rate of return, which is not a crazy thing to how the stock market is, especially over kind of a short period of time, because we're talking about investing for 30, 40 years. 10 years is a short period of time. We're talking about $143,000 that could be in your investments over a 10-year period at a 10% rate of return. At 8, it's gonna be $128,000 that can be in your investment if we were to actually invest that money instead of putting it towards a car payment. Trying to look rich. This kind of goes hand in hand with financing everything, because a lot of times when we wanna look rich, we finance those things because we don't have the money to afford that. So we wanna look rich, so we go out here and get a Mercedes, or we go out here and get a Lexus that we cannot afford. So we finance that. And if you're doing both at the same time, then you're truly destroying your financial future. So we wanna not go out there trying to look rich. We wanna actually be rich. We wanna actually be wealthy. We wanna have our investment accounts nice and full. We wanna make sure that we're investing as much as we can and not trying to look rich. I personally don't wanna go out here and buy designer clothes or designer handbags or designer shoes. My money can be spent better elsewhere, and to be honest, I can't afford that. I'm not in an income where I can't afford that, and even if I was, I just don't think that I'm the kind of person that will go out here and buy those kind of things. I mean, let's be honest, most millionaires do not look like millionaires. Like, we're talking about the real millionaires. They're out here wearing sweatpants. They're out here driving their Hondas. Maybe they're driving a nicer car. A lot of millionaires aren't living in these mansions. They're not living in these mega mansions. They're living in something that's affordable to them. They're living in something that's modest. They're dressing modestly, and they're driving cars that are not all flashy, because that's not what being a millionaire is. I kind of want to be a silent millionaire, where if I'm walking through the streets, or I'm walking through the mall, no one will suspect that my net worth is $1 million, or no one will suspect that I have all this money in my bank account, or no one will suspect that I have all this money in my investment accounts. And that's just the way that I am. That's just the way that I operate. So instead of trying to look rich, we want to make sure that we're investing first and spending second, because our investments are going to work for us in the future when we can't work anymore. We don't have the energy, or our body starts breaking down. That's why we're investing now, so that we can spend that money later on the things that we enjoy doing. The third thing that you need to stop doing if you want to build wealth is stop waiting on the perfect time. Stop waiting on the perfect time to invest your money. Stop waiting on the perfect time to get that good paying job. Stop waiting on the perfect time to get your finances in order. No better time than right now to go and search for that career job, search for that high paying job. Don't wait for a better time to invest to the market. Today is a great time to invest, but yesterday was even better. Just because the market is down does not mean you should not invest right now. Just because it's up does not mean you need to wait for it to come down. The longer you wait, the longer it's gonna take for your compound interest to start working for you. And the earlier you invest, the better. So the younger you invest, the better off it's gonna be for you. So if you were to invest the same amount of money in their 20s, and if someone were to invest the same amount of money in their 30s, you're going to have more money in your account by the time you reach that same retirement age of 60 or 65, whatever it may be. Don't wait till you can invest $500. Start investing $100, $50, $200, however much you can invest. Just be sure that you're investing it into the S&P 500 mainly, and then you can start looking at other funds and other investments of where you can put your money into. But we want to make sure that we're investing early, we're investing often. We want to make sure that we're consistently investing every single month. We're dollar cost averaging to the market. Maybe you pick a number of how much you want to invest for a year. So if you want to invest $3,000 for a year, then you need to invest $250 every single month into smart funds, into the S&P 500. Maybe you do 200 S&P 500, maybe 50 can go into whatever individual stock you believe in. We need to invest our money early and often, and we cannot wait to invest, because the longer you wait, the less your money can work for you in the market. And the fourth thing you need to stop doing, especially if you want to build wealth, is to stop ignoring your budget. Budget is not a restricting thing. A budget kind of gives you permission to spend. If my budget says I can spend $300 a month on food, then that's allowing me the freedom to decide what I want to eat, decide how much it's going to cost. I have $300 to spend on food, or I have $600 to spend on groceries. Then I need to take advantage of what the budget is allotting me. Now, if we don't have a budget, then we can just spend as much money as we want. And at the end of the month, we might be looking at our credit card statements or our debit card statements, and we're seeing that we spent $600, $800 on going out to eat. And we're not feeling good about that, because guess what? You only have but so much money coming into your checking account, or you might not be able to pay the more important things in your life because you spent too much money in one area. So no matter how much you make, you wanna make sure that you have a budget and that you're tracking your budget every single month. Now, you don't have to be a die-hard budget person. You don't have to be in the budgets every single day, seeing what's going on, but you need to at least have an idea of how much you need to spend on certain things. For example, me, you know, we have this house hack, so the housing is generally taken care of, and I spend everything on a credit card because I want to get those points and I pay that credit card off every single month. So when I look at my credit card and it's really cool and it's really great because it tracks all my spending and put it in categories. I know that if I'm spending about $1,500 to $2,000 a month on going out to eat, groceries, gas, fun, that's about my limit. When I'm at that $2,000 mark, I'm like, all right, let's start tightening things down. It's July 20th, July 25th. You got 5 or 6 more days before the budget is done. We need to start tightening things down because we're already at that upper limit of $2,000. We're at $2,500. That's it. We're not getting to $3,000. $3,000 spent in a month on my end, that's a lot of money. So we're gonna stay around that $2,000 mark, $2,500 maybe. Maybe that was a really fun month or we did a lot of stuff. I have an idea of how much I should be spending monthly, and when I get close to that monthly spend, then I start slowing things down. And you need to be able to recognize that. You won't be destroying your finances every single month and slowly siphoning the money from your savings account to kind of fund your life. With your budget is to have a bill account, because we know bills for us is like $700 a month. And that might be nothing for a lot of people, but for some people, that is a lot of money. And for us, that's a lot of money. So we wanna make sure that we have a bill account so all the bills are paid for every single month. So we wanna make sure we have a bill account, so we wanna make sure we have money coming from our job, going straight to a separate account that is a bill account, and those bills are being paid automatically. So try that out if you're having a hard time with the budget. It's really all about having that control over your money and control over your life if you're actually going to be able to do this. And the fifth thing is to stop making excuses. Stop saying you don't make enough money to invest. Stop saying that you need credit cards to survive. Stop saying that you're not able to save an emergency fund. When you kind of start to change the way you speak about yourself, when you kind of start to change the way you manifest things, things will change in your life. So when you say I have enough money to invest, or when you say I'm going to find a way to be able to invest some more money, or you say I'm going to be able to save my emergency fund this year, I'm going to save my emergency fund this year, you kind of force yourself to figure it out. Whether that's finding another job, whether that's finding 2 jobs, getting a side hustle, cutting down your expenses, moving in with a roommate, whatever you have to do, you're going to do those things when you start to kind of manifest that. To be honest, wealth is built through consistent habits and not perfect circumstances. Right now, not the best time for you to put $500 or $300 towards your investments. Then put $10, put $20, $50, whatever you can, put that towards your investments, and you're gonna see your accounts grow. They may grow very slow, but over time, if you continue to put this amount of money and add money monthly or add money yearly, you're gonna see your investments explode, especially when that compound interest starts kicking in. At the end of the day, the goal is to become wealthy, and if you avoid these 5 habits, then I promise you your wealth will be on the uprise. Especially if you consistently save, invest, and spend intentionally, then your wealth has no choice but to grow, and you'll be further ahead than the average person. So start today, because your future will thank you. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and also, like I've been saying at the end of a lot of these videos, check out the links in the description. Mint Mobile is a great phone plan to use. My next video is probably gonna be on Mint Mobile, how it has actually helped me save more money and how it helped me invest more money because I have a low phone bill compared to those other plans out there. So check out Mint Mobile and check out those other links in the description below. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.